What is up, Karatics? Welcome back to the series where I recustomize and review past DLC vehicles that didn't have good microphone quality before early 2019. So as always, guys, definitely let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomize next. I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Vapid Dominator GTX, which I customized / reviewed back in 2018 when it released. So the Dominator GTX released with the Summer San Andreas Super Sports Series update drip feed in May of 2018, and is available from the Summer San Andreas website for about $700,000. In regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and is a top 20 performing car not including HSW around most tracks, and this is mainly due to its handling, which is very good. However, for the acceleration and top speed, that's where it's significantly held back, and the fact that on top of that, it unfortunately does have the slow handling flag, which makes it go slow over bumps. It's a real shame, and it sort of ruined the potential of this car, but it is what it is. The handling is still incredible. Now, in terms of what the Dominator GTX is based on, it's primarily based on a custom S550 Ford Mustang modified by 0 to 60 design, which they named the Mustang GTT with 2 T's. It was basically a Ford Mustang GT S550 with styling elements from the Ford GT supercar. Now, the GTA variant also takes some front-end styling elements from a 6th gen Camaro ZL1, and then the taillights are inspired by the 7th gen Dodge Charger. A very interesting design and combination overall. I've just never really been too much of a fan of those Charger taillights. I really feel like it ruins the look of this Mustang-based car. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Dominator GTX. Alright, Dominator GTX, let's do it. Alright, so for this one, as mentioned in the suggested comment, you guys wanted me to do a Mustang GTD build with this one, which I honestly think is very clever considering the styling of this car is kind of similar to the GTD, which is ironic because the GTD wasn't unveiled to this year, 2024, and it's a 2025 model year car, and the GTA GTX variant released in 2018. So yeah, Rockstar kind of, well, also the 0 to 60 Designs company, I guess both, but they kind of predicted the GTD styling, I guess, or future Mustang performance model styling. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So armor, as usual, we always do max armor, brakes, bumpers. So GTD front bumper, the closest is going to be one of the extenders. Not much customization here. There isn't like crazy splitters or racing splitters, but the closest is going to be the secondary extender. Now, the reason we're doing secondary is because this car, it's kind of interesting. Typically on an expensive specialty performance track, they use a lot of carbon fiber. But on this one, I mean, it's like $300,000 Mustang, well, $300,000+ Mustang, and they decided to just go with plastic front splitter skirts and all that. It isn't carbon fiber. Now, supposedly that's so that if you damage it, it's cheap to replace, but I mean, it's a very expensive car. Anyway, so the closest is going to be secondary instead of carbon because the car didn't actually have any carbon, doesn't have any carbon splitters or side skirts or anything like that. So we'll do secondary extender there. Engine, brace bar. So it does have a lightweight strut bar on the real one. So you can go with the lightweight or you can go with the midweight. Either one of those. I think I'm gonna go. The closest is going to be the midweight. Yeah, let's go with that. Engine tunes will max that out. Engine, out of all these exhausts, the closest is gonna be the stock, so we'll keep that. Fenders, so the real car does have a nice wide body to it, but obviously it's not tacked on like this eBay looking cheap kit with no proper wheel fitment and just not finished at all. It looks like something, it's just one of the worst incorporations of a wide body I've ever seen on any car. Rockstar did it. It's not even aligned with the bumper. I mean, it's just terrible. It doesn't even look like it's part of this car. It looks like they glitched it from another car. It just doesn't work at all. So yeah, we're skipping that. Grill, you want to keep the stock mesh grill. You don't want to do any of these, so you want to keep the stock grill there. Oh, but I should be showing the parts anyway, right? Yeah, my bad. So we'll show the parts here, all the different grill options. I did show the fender options. I showed all the exhausts. Those are all the exhaust options there. Fenders, I did show that. Okay. We show the grille. Now the hoods. So we show you all the different hoods here. Some cool options there.
Life is hard when you can have anything.
Love that. And this one here, the vented scoop. It's kind of like a Super Snake style hood, which I think is really cool. But the closest is going to be the stock to the GTD, which is again very ironic. So we're gonna keep that. Lights, we'll do xenons. We can keep it stock also, it doesn't really matter. Mud guards, you don't want to skip this. The car didn't have any mud guards. Plates, let's go over here with my track plate, right? I mean that's very fitting. Rear panel. So on this you have secondary, carbon, and blacked out. So on this you want to do the secondary panel.
There it is.
Respray. So for this you can do a custom hex, but I don't really think you need it. I mean, if we go here to metallic and we go here to all the way here to harbor blue, this is pretty close, especially when we do the pearlescent, which is ice white. And look at that. I mean, it is very similar. I'm not using any crazy hexes or special colors. I think this is a fantastic option here. Secondary, you're gonna go with the matte black. This is gonna give you that plastic look, which actually had it could be the lighting, but it does look like it has like a little bit of a metallic flake in it. So I mean, I guess that kind of works with the ice white transferring over to our panel and all that, and our mirrors. So we'll do the matte black there.
You've got an eye for this stuff.
Problem for this car goes on the doors. Okay. Roof. So for this you want to go, well, let me just show all the options here first. A lot of roof options. More roof options than they put more effort in the roof options than they did for the splitters, the front bumper. Okay, so the real car, the GTD, it had a gloss black roof. It wasn't carbon fiber. It wasn't that plastic look like the splitters. It was just gloss, plain gloss black, which is very interesting. So we can't do that here because currently our secondary is matte, so that wouldn't work. So I think the closest, plus we don't want the pearlescent transferring over anyway, even if it was, even if our secondary was gloss black. So I think the carbon roof is a nice, your best option. The pearlescent isn't transferring over. It has that glossy look from far away, and we still have our splitter skirts and all that in the secondary matte black. So we're gonna do the carbon performance roof. Again, the real car as well, it does have that sort of like inset in the roof, which you want. Now unfortunately it does have like those little vortex generators, I think they're in the front part of the roof, which the real one doesn't have. But I mean, you either can do that or just a smooth roof carbon, which I don't like. I think it needs that inset. So we're gonna stick with the carbon performance roof there. Skirts. Let me just show all the different skirt options here. This is the weirdest one, the ram bar. I guess if you're doing like an off-road build with the mud guards and all that. But we're gonna do the secondary extended. Gonna match our front splitter. Spoiler. Let me show all the different spoiler options here.
If you can think it, I can do it.
Even have the dovetail spoiler on the roof. Interesting. I forgot those were even options. Then you have the chrome garage spoiler. Crazy. So the closest, it's actually kind of funny that they have a top mounted spoiler just like the actual GTD. Now obviously the mounting point is different. The GTD has it like the rear pillars. It's kind of interesting on the quarters. This one has it mounted to the trunk, but it's still top mounted. So you want to go with the secondary Aerodyne fin. So that's the one you want to do there. Again, the real car had that same plastic look, just like the skirts and the splitter. That same black plastic. It didn't have a carbon spoiler, which is interesting. I've seen the GTD in person, took pictures of it and everything, and I was really shocked when I didn't see any carbon fiber. But supposedly it's again, it's that the parts are cheaper to replace if you damage them or get chips on them or whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, so we'll do the secondary fin there. Suspension. So for this you want to lower it. You don't want to lower it too much. This is way too low. The real car was right about here, street suspension, like roughly there. So we'll do that. Transmission, turbo, wheels. So I've gone through all these wheels over and over. I've even asked some of my friends what they think as well, but just to double check. But I literally went through all the wheels here, and the closest is going to be, we're not going to use them, but I'm just going to show them. The closest is going to be the Heifer. But unfortunately, they're just way too flat. They don't have any concave to them, and it has the forced chrome lip, which we don't want. But design-wise, these look to be the closest, but that just doesn't work. And I've gone through all the other wheels. They either have too many spokes. It just doesn't work. It needs to be a nice, like, twin 5-spoke wheel, basically. So after looking at all the options, I came to the conclusion that the best one just so happens to be the concave Mercies. So the actual wheels do have like this little bit of almost like a two-piece look, but it's not, sort of behind and around the spokes on the edges, which this one has. It's got the twin 5 spokes. This was really the only one that sort of like works with the design. It doesn't look terrible. It still has a little bit of concave to it, so that's what I'm going to go with there. Wheel color. So the actual wheels are like a very, very light, like kind of like a tan, like a light bronze. It's a very interesting color. And to me, the closest is going to be the straw brown. So that's what we're going to use there. Everything else is just either too goldish bronze or it just doesn't work. And this is too dark. So the desert tan is just way too light, I think. So I think that the straw brown is the perfect color. Which I know is kind of weird to paint your wheels brown, but it's not really brown. It's like a really light tan, almost just like the actual wheels. Windows, we'll definitely do some dark tints there. I think dark smoke is fine. And that's all the options there. Not bad, let me tell you. For something that wasn't like meant to be a GTD back in 2018, and the fact that we're building it now, like, you know, based on a real car from 2025, that's crazy to think about. But all right, exit to ground. That looks sick. I mean, I think that looks incredible. Never thought I would like, because the GTX is like one of my probably my least favorite Mustang base car in the game, but customized like this is actually really, really cool. Look at that. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. There's the first person. There's the interior. All right, floor it. There's the handling flag, just cutting the power. Got the lights. Oh, I can't stand those Charger tail lights. They did this car right and wrong, like at the same time in so many different ways. This is floored, by the way, and it just dies over the bumps. But the handling is incredible on this thing. It's glued to the ground. Basically, sports car level, even a little bit better than most sports car level of handling in the muscle car class, which is crazy. They take this basically at full speed. It's just insane, the handling on this thing. I'd argue, I mean, I think it's still the best handling vehicle in the muscle car class. I mean, the Buffalo STX is very good. The newer Mustang GT, no, sorry, the Dominator GT, still a Mustang GT, is good as well. But I still think that this is, I still think this is the best one, my opinion. The grip is just ridiculous. Look at that. And it's just held back so much by those handling flags. I mean, I can't imagine. It would probably be like a top 15 probably performing vehicle on most tracks instead of top 20 if it wasn't for those handling flags. It's so good. Which is ironic because the GTD is supposed to be like a really good handling track car. This is so weird, the coincidences with this thing. Very weird. Okay, let's go ahead, open all the doors and stuff. But before we do that, it is in the muscle car class, so tradition, go ahead, handbrake, full throttle, and of course it can do a nice wheelie. Wow, it's actually a pretty good wheelie. Not bad. Alright, let's go ahead, pull over like we always do, open all the doors and stuff. That turned out, why did that turn out so good? I'm very happy with that. That's actually insane how how good that turned out. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Let me stop drooling over this car. Manage vehicles, preferences, still all. There's the engine model with the strut brace we chose. So a nice V8 engine model there. And the belt on this one actually does move, which is cool. So if we go back here to preferences and then we start it up, you actually see it. Look at that. Nice little touch there. Nice little detail. The pulleys and the belt moving there. Nice. There's the interior. When the trunk opens. Nice. Honestly, I mean, this is one of those cars. I mean, it's. I guess it's really the only car you can use right now for a GTD build because the Dominator GT is convertible only. So I mean, this is really the only one you could use, and it has that sort of aggressive front end like the GTD. So I guess this is like an excuse to buy, you know, this one. Just don't look at the back end. Those Charger taillights are so annoying, but the rest of it is actually pretty darn good. So yeah, I guess thumbs up, good recommendation if you want to buy, if you want to build a Mustang GTD in GT Online. Very cool to have in your garage. Anyways, again, guys, definitely let me know down below in the comments what vehicle you want to see me recustomize next that I haven't done from early 2018 and older. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.